Open your Bibles to Jude. And I want you to see something here in Jude today. I want you to see that Jude answers many of the objections that we have to apologetics. And I'll take them in turn. The first objection that we have to apologetics is, we object on the grounds that we believe apologetics is for special forces Christians, right? It's for Navy SEAL, Green Beret, Marine Force, Recon. It's Delta Force Christians. Those are the people who do apologetics. People who are well-versed in philosophy and in debate and, all these sorts of things and, world religions and this, that, and the other. And if we're honest, people who are just jerks. Can we just go ahead and tell the truth and shame the devil? We believe that, right? That you have to have kind of a little bit of an arrogant, nasty edge to you to even like apologetics, okay? This is what we believe. It's not for everybody. Well, Jude addresses that objection first. Jude, a servant of Jesus Christ and brother of James, to those who are called, beloved in God the Father, and kept for Jesus Christ. Now, here in verse 3, he's going to basically say to these individuals, I'm writing to encourage you to contend for the faith. So he's writing to encourage them to do apologetics. But notice to whom he's writing. Notice this Trinitarian address, called, beloved in God the Father, kept for Jesus Christ. You might as well go ahead and say, called by the Spirit, beloved by the Father, and kept by the Son, or for the Son. And then notice that followed by that sort of Trinitarian identification, there is this Trinitarian greeting. May mercy, peace, and love be multiplied to you. Now, again, if we believe that apologetics, which is what we're being called to here in verse 3, is only for special forces Christians, then we would also have to agree that only special forces Christians are called by the Spirit, beloved by the Father, and kept for the Son. Well, we know that's not right. So we would have to then agree that we're wrong to think that this is a calling just for special forces Christians. Well, yeah, but that maybe so, maybe in that text, but certainly not in other texts. Certainly not, in the seminal texts about apologetics. Certainly not if you get to 1 Peter 3. I mean, that's where we get the word apologetics from, right? That apologia that he talks about there in 3:15, right? But if you look in 3:15, 1 Peter 3:15, but in your hearts, well, who's the your? Go back to 14. But even if you should suffer, who's suffering? Verse 13, now who is there to harm you if you should prove zealous for what is good? So these people are proving zealous for what is good. Let's back up some more. Let's back up to the top of this section here and look at verse 8. Finally, all of you, or if this was the Texas version, all of y'all. In other words, when Peter is addressing this issue of apologetics, he's addressing everyone. Every believer is called to be an apologist. This is not for certain select individuals. And I believe our understanding of apologetics being shaped in the way that it is currently and presented in the way that it is currently, taken out of and away from ordinary spiritual life and turned into this sort of specialization, is one of the reasons that we think of it in this way. But the Bible doesn't present apologetics to us in that way. It is part of the life of every believer. This is for you. This is for me. Well, I can't do that. Certainly you can. Certainly you can. We'll take some time and look at Peter's definition there, but let me just sort of give you a preview. I believe if you boil down Peter's definition in his text, it's knowing what you believe, why you believe it, and being able to communicate that effectively to others.